Yes. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am Dr. Shahid Adeel, Associate Professor of Applied Chemistry, Govt College University Faisalabad. The topic of my presentation is printing of fabrics with sustainable natural dyes, research advances and future recommendations. As a little introduction about me, my research area is natural dyes, sustainable coloration, textile dyeing and printing. My name has been included in top 2% scientists of the world since 2022 to date from the GC University Faisalabad. I am in the field of research in and academics since 2009 until now. I have published 160 papers, 40 book chapters, and one edited book on the field of textile dyeing. Until now, I have earned an H-index and citation as per Scopus record 39 and 44662 and H-index and citation as per Web of Science 35 and 3497. I have been ranked among the top 5 scientists in the world who are working in the field of natural dyes. Basically, my area is in textile dyeing. So before going to the next about the printing of the fabric, then why sustainability in textile is needed? There are 4 key features for the sustainability in textiles is resource efficiency, use of eco-friendly raw materials, sustainable dyeing and printing techniques, environmental impact minimization. From the resource techniques, the resource efficiency, the efficient use of water, energy, and chemicals in all processing stages. It is very necessary because nowadays there is a carbon and water footprint working is on the way. So how much textile is efficient to use less amount of water, less amount of carcinogenic materials, less amount of carbon sources. Second is the adaptation of renewable energy sources and optimized process parameter. There are different energy sources. Some are conventional, some are modern. Second is the use of eco-friendly raw materials. Raw material used for textile processing is how much eco-friendly. It is one of the basic requirements for textiles around the globe, and even the consumer and customer demands that the textile stuff should be sustainable. So how adoption of eco-friendly raw materials is needed for textiles? There are different raw materials in the form of nature, for example, agro-waste materials, leaves, roots, barks, flowers. These are all agro-waste materials. Organic fiber, recycled polyester, natural dyes, these includes eco-friendly textile materials for the textiles. Third is sustainable textile dyeing and printing techniques. Which techniques we should adopt for textile dyeing in order to improve dyeing efficiency, shade stabilization, color, repeat wash cycles, as well as digital and advanced printing using modern techniques, that is microwave assisted dyeing, ultrasonic assisted dyeing, plasma, supercritical fluid, so on. All these techniques are valid to improve the color fastness with eco-friendly mordants and reduced effluent load. The basic problem is how effluent load is treated. Either effluent load should be eco-friendly, or if it is carcinogenic, then it should be treated with in such a manner that the whole process from fiber to packing should be sustainable. This is called environment impact minimization. Lowering the carbon footprint across the textile value chain, implementing wastewater treatment methods, effluent recycling, and sludge management. So all these points, if covered through proper modern techniques to avoid any loss for the environment in terms of energy, water, labor, cost, etc. So this all include in sustainability in textiles. Nowadays, there is a revival of nature, particularly in all fields, particularly in textiles. And one is the use of natural dyes instead of synthetic carcinogenic chemicals. What are natural dyes? Natural dyes are the colorants obtained from plants, minerals, and insects, such as leaves, root, bark, flowers, seeds, shells of animals, legs, combs, etc. Majority of the natural dyes are from the flowers and barks. Barks of Arjun can be used as flowers of marigold, rose petals can be used as a source of natural dyes. Similarly, roots such as madder, turmeric, these are kitchen items. Similarly, birds, clove, seeds, that is annatto, shells of animals such as lag, combs, cochineal, these are all sources of natural dyes. So why move towards natural dyes? That is the benefit. Number one, these are biodegradable, non-toxic, environment friendly. Their effluent loss is not carcinogenic. Their residue, if dumped in soil, can act as biofertilizer. So these are considered as an alternative source of synthetic dyes. These are mostly these have hyper Ayurvedic properties, having wonderful biological characteristics. Mostly these are antiviral, antifungal, antioxidant, and antibacterial. Some are insect repellent. So these can be possible source of coloration in textile as an alternative to banned arylamine dyes, synthetic dyes, pigments, etc. There are a lot of sources: indigo, turmeric, madder, safflower, pomegranate, henna. Variety of agro waste material is there which can have a potential to act as a sustainable dyes. So these have wide application in textiles, handicraft, traditional fabrics, herbal, cosmetics, food and flavors, even in pharmaceuticals, as well as electronics, that is dyes and dyes solar cell. Mostly the natural dyes are isolated in conventional matter, that is either soaking overnight, stirring, heating at boiling, heating at room temperature, heating at 60 degree, maceration, and successive extraction. So these are conventional methods, but these methods are not as efficient as many modern methods. These conventional methods sometimes takes a lot of energy and time, and while during a lot of taking a lot of energy and time and heating for a long time, the actual colorant is degraded into byproducts. Now there is a special methods have been found by the researchers, R&D labs. These are radiation method, in which ultrasonic assisted method, microwave assisted method, enzyme methods, green solvent methods, deep detective solvent methods. All these methods are high yield, give high yield, low time, cost and energy effective. These have twofold benefits. One, for the fabric, they improve the fabric surface to absorb more dye, thereby leaving less dye into the waste treatment, into the waste effluent. In second, another way, these rays act upon the solvent system to isolate the colorant in the solvent, such as water, alkali, acidic, organic matters. So through rapid mass transfer kinetics, these rays, whether ultrasonic or microwave, works efficient manner to give high yield of colorant, which upon dyeing, printing shows best yield. Now what about textile printing? Basically, textile printing is the process of applying color to the fabric in specific plane or design, specific pattern or design using dyes or pigments, whether natural or synthetic. Different type of printing are there: green printing, screen printing, rotary printing, transform printing, digital printing, sublimation, textile printing thereof. Nowadays in my lab, we are doing screen printing, that is a manual printing system. For that, we need a paste component. Usually there are very synthetic chemicals are available, but as a formation of paste, now we are using natural material to make the whole process natural, such as aloe vera, tamar gum, tamarind gum, guar gum, cornstarch. All these sources are as a binder for forming a paste. So advantage, precise, multicolor design with sharp detail, high value design, high value texture and color fast shades. In the picture, you see that there is a screen and one is the squeegee. In that screen, there is a printed embedded. When we put the paste on that printed material and apply the squeegee from 2 and 4th, then the design pattern is on the fabric, and this print is color fast in nature. So for natural dyes, there are different techniques. In the picture, you can see this is a screen printing, next is a block printing, two more modern is digital printing and rotary printing. Digital printing is nowadays widely used in textile industry. Block and screen printing are conventional methods and very efficient and good and attractive. Rotary printing is a little advanced method. Screen printing, thickened natural dye paste, block printing, ideal for small artisans, local farmers, local handicrafters. They can make money due to cost-effective technique. Digital printing, little more advanced, requires some additive to bake the paste as well as to give sharp shades. Printing auxiliaries. These are very necessary. Substances added to printing paste to improve viscosity, dye penetration, fixation, and overall printing quality. These are called gums, natural thickener agents. Mostly these are the gums, that is aloe vera gels, guar gum, tamarind gum, sagudana. Similarly, there are small balls, cornstarch, etc. It is also need binder and wetting agent as well as dispersing agent, urea, oxidizer, reductant, cross-linker and fixative, depending upon the nature of the fabric, depending upon the nature of the dye, depending upon the nature of the colorant. We use urea, we use rudigol, we use binder, we use different wetting agents. All these auxiliaries helps to control the flow of paste, shade formation, sharp edge formation, and well patterned designs. There are different types of auxiliaries, synthetic and natural. These are produced from petroleum sources such as acrylic binders, synthetic thickeners. Natural auxiliaries depends from plants, animal and mineral, starch gum, guar gum, alginate, etc. These are the sources. Environmental impact, synthetic can generate chemical pollution and may not be biodegradable easily. So these are carcinogenic for the environment, for the ecosystem, aquatic and terrestrial. But natural, these are biodegradable, easily eco-friendly, aligned with green chemistry and even can be recycled. On the base of performance, these offer high consistency, strong bonding with fabrics. Natural provide good film forming thickener but show batch to batch variation because it depends upon the source of natural colorants. One is root, one is flower, one is stem. Synthetic application suitability. Synthetic auxiliaries are good, for example, at high level because the color stability is good, while natural ideal for eco-friendly textile, hand block printings, herbal dyeing, and sustainable fashion. Antique art. Now, what is the role of auxiliaries in dyeing and printing? Improve dye solution and dispersion, enhance fiber dyeing, dye fiber bonding, control viscosity and paste stability, assist in penetration and fixation. If dye solubility is not proper, then natural dyes can't work efficiently in printing. If there is no proper dispersion, then dye did not work. Therefore, these auxiliaries are added to make the dye dispersion more equal and uniform. Normally, natural dyes, if done without auxiliaries, it is a physical interaction. But with these auxiliaries, these form covalent bonding. Depending upon the nature of fabrics such as cotton, polyester, wool, silk, acrylic, hemp, so on. For printing, there is a necessity that the paste should be viscous and stable. If these auxiliaries are not added, then paste is just like a liquid. But when these auxiliaries such as gorgum, urea, and dispersing and different agents are added, then there is a thick paste formation which helps to leach into the fiber to form covalent bonding with the fabric to give stable shades. So all these auxiliaries helps in penetration and better fixation. Some natural dyes require addition of the mordant. Basically, mordant is a chemical substance which when added to the system impart firm shade. So mordant act as a bridge between the dye paste and the fabric. Some natural dyes have poor affinity for the fabric. These mordants are either metallic or organic in the form of biomolecules. Using metallic mordants, there is a coordinate covalent bond and complex formation on the fabric. For example, aluminium, iron, tannic acid. These are eco-friendly available chemical mordants. They form bond with dye as well as the fabric. But during the printing and the not only the color fast shades are obtained, but also new tints are there. Natural mordants are plant biomolecules. For example, tannin, lemon juice, myrobalan, vinegar, etc. These works well with cotton as well as silk protein fabric. These form extra H bonding by bridging between the dye and the print material and the fabric. So, mordantic is essential in the natural dye printing. But in using chemical dyes, this term is not used. Because natural dyes has poor affinity for the fabric without this additive. Why mordant is used? In the picture, you can see that the mordant and then the shade, mordant and then the colored shade and color pattern. It also improved dye fixation. These helps natural dyes bind strongly to the fiber, preventing color loss during washing or exposure to sunlight. These enhance color depth. They intensify the shade, giving richer, brighter, or more uniform tone onto the fabric. Increase washing fastness, increase rubbing and light fastness properties. Without this, the natural prints are faded quickly within short days. But after mordanting, their life cycle is improved. Also, by using eco-friendly chemical or biomordants, variation of shades is observed. There are different plants which are used in printing. Indigo, wonderful plant, one of the oldest plant used in the history of mankind. It gives blue shade. And in traditional printing and dyeing, this plant is well known for its wonderful blue shades with different tones. Turmeric, it is a kitchen item. It's wonderful source of yellow bright color. It is known for its strong color. Even with minute change in pH, its shade changes from yellow to orange. Madder, one of the oldest source of natural dye. It provides reddish to brown shade. Henna is also one of the oldest known natural dye source. It gives orange to brown shade on the fabrics. So what are the recent advances nowadays going on? Nano or micro encapsulation technique is there. Now natural dyes are big molecules. So in order to make their penetration more efficient, now scientists are using nanotechnology to make the dye particle as nano size to give excellent extent absorption onto the fabric. So this technique it helps to improve dye stability. Enhance fastest characteristics. Leaching of shade. Prevent to leach the shade. Loss during learning process. Cracking process or light process. Similarly, during dyeing, there is a not after this technique, there is less leaching of dye into the wastewater. Even this waste can be recycled to act as a rewind dyeing process. So smoother printing of inks. Using printing paste, if we use screen printing or discharge printing, the left material can be used as printing inks. These are called botanical inks. Enzyme assisted process. Now biotechnology is very advanced. Its role is going day by day in textiles. Enzymes speed up extraction process. Even on fabric, they enhance its absorption behavior with low energy and time. Microbial pigments are there. They have stable uniform shades. Nowadays we are working on Serratia pigment. It gives wonderful pink color. Similarly, there are many sources of microbial pigments which have potential to give wonderful shades with attractive and eco-friendly nature. Genetic engineering of pigments also give variety of shades. But in future, right now, it is going on. Because stable shades are not in nature. By this genetic engineering of pigments, with little modification, natural dyes without auxiliaries can give better penetration, give better shade and stable shades. So after genetic engineering, there may be no need of any auxiliaries or mordants. Similarly, enzyme treatment can have a potential, biotechnology have a potential to reduce agriculture dependency. Sometimes the waste material is not available as much as requirement. So biotechnology is there which gives microbial colorants of the same nature. Future recommendation. As natural dye is classic of our art of dyes. So people are moving towards natural dyes. They are demanding that natural dyes should be there in the form of food, in the form of textile, in the form of handicrafts, in the form of herbal medicine, flavors, perfumes, cosmetics. So the demand of cultivation of dye sources is growing day by day. This demand will help the poor farmers, poor artisans to earn money. So they have many farms land. There are many agri lands where bycrops are there can be grown. Indigo, turmeric, madder, henna. Not only by growing the plant sources, the world global warming issue will be reduced. Greenery will be more. Global heat will be less. Land will be rich. Soil will be rich in nutrients and vegetation is more. So not only global life will be healthy, but also aquatic and uh, terrestrial and aquatic animals, aquatic life will be more beautiful and charming. Use of eco-friendly moderns. Nowadays, more and more eco-friendly moderns are being explored to find an alternative source of toxic chemicals. For example, new plants can be found which have a tannin and then they can act as a source of bridge for the fabric and printing materials. New technology is there which is under process and researchers are finding day by day to improve extraction and application of these dyes onto the fabric, either by surface modification of the fabric or by improving the dyeing efficacy of the natural colors. So these are particularly radiation methods, biotechnology methods, enzyme technology methods, replacement of synthetic dyes. So using these advanced and more technical methods, natural dyes have a potential to replace carcinogenic synthetic band amines dyes. Because nowadays, day by day, natural dyes are using everywhere around us. This is because they have a potential to replace synthetic dyes. So new sources should be discovered. And there is a future of natural dyes. You can say the revival of natural dyes. Number one, to see our cultural heritage. Number 2, C, classic art of dye. Number 3, eco-friendly, sustainable, and Ayurvedic. You all people know that nowadays there is a ray of pandemic, that is the viral issue. All the plants, mostly the plants, have antiviral activities. For example, neem leaves, neem bark, arjun bark, etc. All these have a potential to act as a source of natural dye. So new antiviral source if we have found and used after modification as a textile dyeing and printing, then the issue of bacterial, fungal, viral can be overcome. So future is of natural dyes. The natural dye researchers recommend that if these dyes are used at commercial level, at industrial level, then not only the globe will be saved, but also the human, the children, and old age people can also get benefit by these sustainable, eco-friendly natural dyes. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Printing of fabrics with sustainable natural dyes, recent advances and future recommendation.